talking to Robert Rose from the Content Marketing Institute, right?
Yep.
You gave an awesome opening presentation here today, and I know a number of people felt the exact same way. And you were talking about essentially content marketing in the year 2020,
right?
Which sounds sounds like what I wish my eyesight is right now, but it's not. But basically, it's not too far off from now, right?
No.
It's going to be 5 years from now,
right?
And you gave us a little rundown of things. And so there was a couple things that you talked about in that presentation, one of which being that 2020 is not that far away,
right?
And that people need to do what? They need to catch up, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's exactly right, because what we've done over the last 15 years, really, as digital has gotten its legs underneath us, is we've thrown teams at it, right? We haven't known how to evolve into digital. It's been this disruptive thing in the business. And instead of evolving into it and infusing into it, we have completely separated it out. To the extent now that we have, vice presidents of digital marketing and vice presidents of regular marketing, and we have, digital marketing teams and regular marketing teams, and we have, social teams and e-business teams and web teams, and all these teams are now creating ever more gluts of content with not ever more increasing amounts of purpose. And so every business is creating exponentially more content in good and bad ways. So as we start to evolve into the next 5 years and we start getting ready for the Internet of Things and the complexity of interface design and the complexity of mobile and social and how all of these things are affecting the way that we produce differentiation for our customers,
Sure.
We've got to make content a function in the business. We've got to respect it, so that it doesn't become something that just overwhelms us.
It's out of control. I mean,
exactly.
And you even mentioned in your talk about that sometimes we, just because there's the big red publish button, right?
We do.
That we just go ahead and say, okay, cool, let's let it go out into the wild.
Exactly. We're sort of Pavlovian trained at this point for the long tail, right? We've sort of been trained that if it's content, it must live on the website, and so many of our businesses have way bigger websites than we have any real business need for.
Yeah.
I worked with one organization where they had 2,400 PDFs. They had 3 products in their entire company and 2,400 PDFs describing the value of them, right? Why? Because the sales guy needs one in blue. The sales guy needs one in green. We need one in Chinese. We need one in... And so we create the collateral, or we create the content. We make a PDF out of it. And we have a CMS, so we might as well publish it to the website because, Google, right? So
how do we avoid something like that, though, or what is the solution?
The solution is actually getting beyond this idea that content, and, look, I speak mostly from the purview of content marketing, right? So how does content marketing as a process? But even more broadly, at a conference like this, we have content as a function, right? Content is a strategic thing that we do. Right now, content is kind of everybody's job and nobody's job. It's the kind of thing that Bob does over in the corner when he doesn't have anything else to do, or when Jane needs collateral, we all produce it, right? And so there's no strategy behind it. There's no purpose and function behind it. And it always amazes me, we don't quibble about a process for marketing or sales or accounting or anything like that, but we somehow wonder this thing that we produce in more quantity than we probably produce our product or service.
Yeah.
We don't create a function for it in the business, and that's the real thing, is making it a strategic process in our business. Well, otherwise it will overwhelm us over time.
And it represents us and almost in perpetuity nowadays. If you can take something like a file and it just multiplies like you're dropping a gremlin in water or something like that.
It's a great metaphor, right?
But I mean that's what happens, and then it also can have incredible velocity because of the digital mediums.
It's that double-edged sword, right? So content that is out there continues to live on and live on and live on, and the more of it that we produce, the more of it that we have to manage. It's easy to produce 2,400 PDFs and publish them out, but then when our business gets acquired or we acquire another business, how much of that content is now irrelevant or erroneous or just plain doesn't represent what we want to do, but yet it's still out there. And so by taking a more thoughtful approach to producing it in the first place, we have a much better sense of what needs to come off and when, right?
Yep.
So giving the whole life cycle of content its just due.
Well, I'll be excited to revisit this in 2020 and see how much of the slide
We'll
deck
see.
has
All
come
right.
true.
If we're still talking about content marketing in 2020, get me a new job.
Well, and funny enough is, right, they say, we're going to call social media marketing in 5 years?
Right.
Marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
That's
likely
exactly
the same
right.
thing. What are you going to call content marketing in 5 years?
Exactly. It'll be called marketing. Right.
So.
It'll be called marketing. Is exactly right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.